Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to read our opening statements here, and then we'll be ready to begin our meeting. Good afternoon, everyone. Due to the governor's order, all members of the Public Assembly Facilities Commission are participating virtually. For virtual meetings, commission members will be muted until asked to be heard. At that time, they will be recognized and will be unmuted. When there is a vote, it will be necessary to take a roll call vote. A commission member will be recognized and will raise their hand and state their vote. Today's meeting is a public meeting. Citizens can listen to the meeting if they contacted the city manager's office to make the necessary arrangements. The meeting also will be live streamed on the city's YouTube channel. A recording of today's meeting will be available by Friday, August 20th on the city's website. Thank you all. And I believe we need to do a roll call at this point.
Yep. Haley?
Present.
Otis? Oh, there he is. He's muted, but he's here. Billy Rich?
Here. Present.
Jim Rose? He's here, but muted. Manya Stewart says she's out of state. Kathleen Garber?
Here.
Vicki Miller?
Present.
Lisa Strout is out of town as well, and Ray Bowden.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. At this time, commission members, we need to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Hopefully you all had time to review those minutes from the July meeting. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Second.
Thank you. A motion has been made and seconded. Is there any question? All in favor, let it be known by a roll call vote.
Billy?
Yes.
Jim? Jim, you're muted. Jim?
Aye.
Okay. Ray?
Aye.
Vicki?
Aye.
Kat?
Aye.
Otis?
Aye.
And Haley.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, next we will move into the approval of the 2021 Carolina Classic Fair Entertainment contracts.
So I'm going to take that one today. Cheryl was not able to be with us this morning or this afternoon. So, and you should have your action request form in front of you for the packet. The entertainers that are listed on there for the Clock Tower stage, you have Randy Johnson, Higher Ground, which is a cover band. James Terry, which is J.O.T., aka Grande Gato. He's a multilingual rapper. We have Ernest Johnson, who is Faze Band, and he does jazz. And then Jody Lee Petty is a Christian group. You move on down to your grandstand. You have Andrew Ripp and Baylor Wilson, who are both Christian groups, and Baylor is opening for Andrew. And then we have the roaming act that is Melvin Mongol, and he is a busker who plays drums. Is there any questions about the entertainers?
I had two questions, one question, I guess, about the grandstand act for Andrew Ripp. I was trying to understand the amount of money that's going to be allocated for him. And also, I just want to know what type of an act is a roaming act for Melvin Mongol.
Okay. So, well, let's start with Melvin. A roamer is someone who walks the grounds and they can sit down wherever and perform throughout the grounds. So it's not, they're not allotted to just one location.
Okay, I kind of thought that, wasn't sure. Okay.
Right. And then for the Christian band, Andrew, so our fair public, oh gosh, I can't even say the right words today, Fair Planning Committee. They did not have a quorum earlier. And so generally speaking, you would not have seen those that are under 5,000. I believe that's correct. And so Andrew Rip is really the only one you guys would have seen if they had had approval for these, but since they didn't have a quorum, it came in front of you. And that Andrew Rip is a larger known artist, so that is why his pay is that much higher than those others here.
Okay. And they will be performing on that Wednesday night, the Christian concert night.
On the ones on the clock, how many shows or one show or two shows do these clock tower stage like a Randy Johnson do?
So Randy Johnson is actually on our first Sunday, and he'll perform 3 shows. And then James Terry is the second Friday, and he also performs 3. And then Ernest Johnson is on the second Sunday. He will perform 3. And Jody Petty, I don't have the information in front of me for which day. I'm assuming they're there on Wednesday.
Yeah, he's Wednesday. He's
Thank you, Robert.
3, 5, 7, and 9.
Okay, so also 3
3, 5, 7.
and 9. Oh,
And
3, 5, 7. Is there 4? Okay, Robert's nodding. Yes.
I believe that, I mean, Jody Lee Petty, some of those other ones are splitting with, I think one of them you said Sunday, and I think we're splitting with, that's usually Chronicle Day, right? So that's all day. So they may only have 3s on those Sunday ones that you mentioned.
Right. And then the Jazz Fest with
Yeah.
the second Sunday.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, commissioners, are there any further questions about the contracts? Hearing none, could I get a motion to approve the 2021 Carolina Classic Fair entertainment contracts?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you all. The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any question? All in favor of the vote, please let it known by roll call vote, please.
Billy,
Yes.
Jim, Ray,
Aye.
Vicky, Vicky,
Oh, Vic, I thought you said Mickey. I'm sorry. Yes.
Kathleen,
Aye.
Otis,
Yes.
and Haley.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We will move into staff updates, starting with Bowman Gray.
I can start off with this and let Ben jump in if there's something I missed, but it should be similar to what we talked about last month, Bowman Gray improvement project. The east side was completed, and now they're working on the west side, mainly the restrooms and the concessions on that west side. So those are really kind of the 2 final pieces to build and finish up, and then they'll finish the pavement up on that west side. And then the plan is still to have at least the concession stand done before the first football game. The restrooms, I believe, are still slated to be done before the second game. And then the final leg of the project is really the track, and that will occur as soon as football season's over. And then that kind of completes the main major portions of that project. And if there's any questions, or Ben, if he has anything to add, we can take those now.
I don't have anything. We want to have a meeting with the Winston-Salem Speedway Inc. Team here probably in a couple of weeks to review the plan for resurfacing the track after Winston-Salem State's football season, just to make sure we're ready to go on that. That'll be the last phase of the project, and it'll be a critical phase of the project because it has to be done well before the start of the 2022 season. So, but we're very pleased with the progress, and my hope is that at some point, we can give you all a tour of the stadium. So just keep that in mind if we can get the COVID-19 numbers to work in our favor. So thank you.
How is the grass coming on the football field?
Grass looks good. I wish I had a picture. We can bring a picture next month. But the grass is good. We've marked the field. We've marked the sides. So we're ready to paint it as soon as race season's complete. But yeah, I think from everything I know, the grass is in playing shape. It's ready to go.
Yeah, and I would just add to that it really has withstood, a racing season. And I think the WSSI team has done a good job of, trying to encourage the drivers to stay off the grass as much as possible. I mean, obviously wrecks happen, so there's been some damage on the edges, but really for the most part, I think that the field has held up very well.
Very good. Thank you for that update. Is there anything further with the Bowman Gray racing season, Ben or Robert?
I'll just, this past weekend was rained out. So the last race is scheduled to be this coming Saturday. So fingers crossed we have no rain this Saturday, and that will complete racing season. I think overall, I think it's been a good season out there, just working through the construction items and coordinating. So nothing really major there.
One thing I would like to add, the county started holding a vaccination clinic in the South Lot starting last weekend, I believe it was. So that's been a good partnership with them and the Winston-Salem Speedway Inc. team. So I think they had maybe 11 or 12 vaccines last weekend. And some of them, I think, were from folks who lived in the area and weren't necessarily coming for the race, but they just wanted to take advantage of the clinic being there. So I think the plan is for them to hold the clinic again this coming Saturday.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Fairgrounds operations.
Fairgrounds operations. So we've still been obviously maintaining and working off COVID protocols with staff and the public that come to the facilities. As of right now, I think we've got three or four events left before we kind of go into shutdown mode for the fair. Our last event will be the, I believe, the Gem and Mineral Show and the dog show that is on that same weekend of the middle of September. And then we'll be all in fair mode until the October 15th, and we'll start rolling right into ice season. So that's it as of now. I think we've had a good little summer here, and we'll look forward to ice season.
Thank you, Robert. Carolina Classic Fair.
Go ahead and take this one if Carrie doesn't have anything. We finished up. We finished wine competition this weekend. We had over 300 bottles entered into the competition. It lasted 2 days. A wine from, I believe they're North Carolina Vineyard won, Effingham Vineyards. One of their red wines won Best of Show. And so we had a great turnout for the event. A lot of volunteers came and helped out. And so it's a good kickoff to our fair season once we get wine rolling. Most of the entertainment has been approved by you all, so we're just working on finalizing our calendar of events. And once that gets finalized, it'll be published on our website. Our competitive entries closed September 1. This year it was all virtual for the catalog. We've had a little bit of pushback from people, but not too bad. And a lot of people are very excited to learn how to enter online, and we've had people come into the office to be like, show me how to do it. So we've kind of taught some of our elderly people that enter the fair how to enter online. So we've had a pretty good reception to entering online. But I don't know if Carrie has any vendor updates or any other, but fair's going along.
Still working on vendors, still receiving applications. So we're just moving along steady. Most of the vendors have had their lease agreements and they are due, their balances are due by September 1 as well. And just looking forward to getting it going.
Excellent. Thank you both for that update. The Benton.
Good afternoon, everybody. Benton is having a pretty busy month with the ABC board is here now. We've had a couple other groups in. So thinking that the National Black Theater Festival wasn't here this month, it's been a pretty good month for us. It looks to be that we'll probably have about $170,000 in revenue. We are starting to see some groups starting to fall out of the fall just because of this new variant. So, that's it is concerning. It's not everybody, but there's some, the high risk groups, some elderly groups and things like that that are rethinking the fall right now. So fingers crossed there. But other than that, pretty good month this month. So July was not so bad either for July. So first 2 months of our year, I believe we will be above budget. So that's a good sign. Benton, the renovation going on over in what I call Benton South and the lease space. We have had some delays due to carpeting and lighting. So we have been moving a group out of September over into the main part of the Benton. That is, we had planned just in case. So we were good there. So really there's not going to be an impact on moving groups unless we have to move the next group. So I think hopefully I'll get an update from Gwen and the team. So I'll know more about that, but it's coming along. The paint's going up. All the woodwork has been repaired now. So once we, carpet and lighting are two of the major components there. We did have a walkthrough last week with IT. So I believe the bids are due in for that next week so that can get pulled, and is still plans to be ready to go by end of September. So we're good there. We also have the air walls being recovered and repaired. That vendor still believes we're opening when we told them we were. So I believe that'll be done in September as well. What used to be the patio area for the Grand Pavilion now has been all the shrubs and all that stuff has been cleaned out of those beds. It's going to be power washed. We're going to take that old lollipop sign that's over there, and it will have a Benton logo on it. It'll be the sign will be repaired and painted before we put the new logo up. So once we get that all cleaned up out there, that's going to be nice as well. So we are also going to have the windows washed. So it's all coming together over there. It's just due to COVID, there's some just delays out there on getting product here for us to install. The Public Arts Commission, I believe, meets next week to pick out art that has for that space. I believe it's next week. And we'll go through that and see where we come out. Any questions on the Benton or the renovation?
Any comments on staffing? I know you've had that's been a struggle, and just any relief?
It's still a struggle. I have 3 setup guys, and I tell you what, they really work hard, and they work they probably were doing work that 8 guys did before, and but it helps that the way the groups fall, we can kind of have a day or two to set up. We're not going from group to group like we were in the past, but we obviously want to get back there. But obviously I'm being a little cautious, I want to, I don't want to lay any more. I don't want to lay people off for a second time. So, you know, we're using temps and things like that to help when we can. Any other questions on the renovation or?
No. Thank you, Grant, for that update.
Thank you.
Well, it looks like we're at the end of our agenda. It must be like our world's fastest meeting, I'm sure. So with that being said, we can give you back part of your lunch break. If there isn't anything further from any of our commission members, our next meeting is going to be September 20th, and we'll get information about that closer to the event date. And if not, then we are adjourned.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.